Hey friends, happy Tuesday. Welcome to Captivating Convos. I am so excited to be here with you. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate it. Every Tuesday at 10 a.m. PST, we are going to hang out here together and we're going to talk about some of the really hard questions and topics that there's a lot of confusion on, especially when it comes to how it applies to you as an individual. So if there are any questions that you have, or if there's a topic or question that you would like me to cover in these talks, it's super easy to get a hold of me. You can send me a private message through the Captivatingly Confident Facebook group, or you can email me at Kim at captivatinglyconfident.com. And I would love to hear your thoughts, feedback that you have for me, questions that you have, anything like that. I would love to hear. So, hi guys, how's it going? Hi Leslie, hey Alicia, how are you? Happy Tuesday. I didn't realize that I scheduled this directly during the LuLaRoe home office call, so whoops-a-daisy. Hi friend, how are you? I'm so excited, you guys. It's like True Health Talks rebooted 2.0. Amazingness. I'm so excited. Oh, thank you. Thanks. My hair at first was not doing what I wanted, and then it just kind of like fell into place, and I was like, all right, I'll go with it. So I'm so excited. I just want to kind of stall for just a couple minutes and let other people kind of get in on the action. I should probably have text alerts, right? I don't know. It's so crazy. So just giving a couple minutes and then we'll dive right in. But Alicia and Leslie, since you guys are here, are there specific topics that you guys want to talk about today? I have a little gambit on willpower, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. Your hair is doing what you want. I know. I need to go get some of the violet shampoo because we're getting a little brassy back here, a little brass. So we need to go get that because it's really good for brassy, like kind of orangey yuckies, right? Hair is so tough. Have you guys heard of Monat? Have either of you heard of that? A lot of people I know have been talking about it, and I'm a little bit tempted to try it. I want to see if it works and if it's like as amazing as they say. Apparently this shampoo and like hair care line lets you go days without washing your hair, and I'm like, ooh, I could get behind that. I could get behind it. Yeah, I haven't tried it either, but I'm super curious about it because I feel like it could be really fun. I don't know. There's so many amazing products out there right now. I want to try them all, especially ones that, mamas are selling. I just love supporting moms. Hi, Amy. Good morning. Did you like my gift comment? Oh, hi. I feel like this was staying nicely and then I had to go and mess it up. Hi, Christy. How are you? Good morning, friends. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Captivating Convos. I'm going to have to find a different way to say it, like emphasize a different letter. It just sounds a little funny. Captivating Convos. And one of these days it's going to get turned into convoys. And then that's just going to be awkward. Oh, it's so hard. No, Alicia, I totally get that. You know what's really good for hair growth? Besides folate, or folic acid, not folate. Folic acid? Yeah, folic acid is one of them. And collagen. Collagen hydrosolate. So it's like the ground up knuckle bones and hooves of cows, which sounds terrible, but that collagen is amazing for your hair, for your nails, for your skin. Oh, if you want some help with your like wrinkles and cellulite, girl, collagen, especially because as we get older and older, our bodies make less and less. So having that extra supplement is great. And the hydrosolate is awesome because it just like, what's this word? Not dissipates. What's that word? I'm going to say dissipates. That's not the right word, but it's similar to that in cold or hot. So I love to put collagen into my coffee in the morning, just a little bloop bloop, and it's a great way to sneak in some essential amino acids via protein, which is great because that also is harder to do. So, friends, let's get started. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Hi, Vanessa. Welcome. Sorry, frog. So, welcome to Captivating Convos. I'm so excited. I want to explain a little bit about what this is for our replay viewers and for you guys as well. So, I've been a personal trainer and nutrition coach for 10 years. And over those 10 years, I have learned a ton about what works and what doesn't when it comes to having a body and a life that you cherish at the same time, and to finding the confidence to be able to make choices for yourself that feel empowering, that get you where you want to be in life. So that birthed Captivatingly Confident, which is my company that I love and I'm so passionate and excited about. So we are just getting up and going, and I have a website that you can go to, captivatinglyconfident.com. You can sign up for email alerts there. I'll be sending out like newsletters, not all the time because I personally hate getting my inbox full of just like all the things. So just every now and then talking about what's going on, groups that are coming up, events, workshops, offers. I want to send out like tips and tricks and resources. So make sure you head over and sign up for that. And today, so we're going to talk about willpower today. And each week, Tuesday at 10 a.m. PST, we're going to have a topic that we talk about. And the topics I'm getting from you guys. So you're emailing, you're PMing, commenting with struggles that you face. And one of the biggest ones that I hear about is willpower. How many of you guys have ever used willpower to get something done before? We all have, right? Willpower is like that just grit, stick-to-itiveness that's like, I will make this work by my sheer like will. I will just make it happen, right? And what happens when we do that? If you've ever like tried to use willpower, especially with diet and exercise, it doesn't work out so well. It kind of fails you more often than not, which brings us to today's topic of willpower. So willpower is what we use, right, to kind of sludge through what we don't really want to do. Because if you're doing something that you really want to do, you really love and enjoy, you don't have to use willpower. It's really easy, right? You're just like, oh, I'm just doing this thing and it's great. And your life can totally be that way. Hi, Jenny. Good morning. Your life can totally be that way. You don't have to use willpower to get where you want to be. In fact, I recommend not using willpower at all. And here's why. So, are you ready for this? Did you know that you have a tiny teenager living in your brain? It's itty bitty microscopic in your brain. There's a tiny teenager. And anytime you make that teenager do something they don't want to do, they're going to fight you on it. And that's where you get that pushback of, gosh, I don't want to avoid carbs. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to like meditate or spend quiet time or, doing the things that we know are healthy for our minds and our bodies, and we don't want to do it. And a lot of that comes from the shoulds too. We will talk about the shoulds because that's pretty much where the whole kit and caboodle is in the shoulds. But willpower is important too. So when you go against that teenager, do any of you have teenagers? Anybody have teenagers? What happens when you tell a teenager to do something they don't want to do? It's torture. Good morning, Samantha. It's torture, right? It's like pulling teeth to get them to do something. Vanessa knows what I'm talking about, right? And it's like a battle when you're using willpower. Yeah, or if you have a three-nager, I got one of those. I have one. Yeah. So it's like you are doing battle. Good morning, Megan. battle against this teenager, and this teenager lives in your head. So as you're doing stuff that you don't really want to do, one of those two, you've got both. Leslie, it's so true. Well, we all want our own way, right? We all want our own way, and we want it the easiest way possible. So the reason that willpower will fail you more often than not is because you're working against your inner teenager. My friend Kevin Geary at Rebooted Body calls it the inner rebel, right? It's this sense of, I don't want to do this. This is not enjoyable, pleasurable, and our brains move away from pain toward pleasure. And I know that's really simple, but when you start to think about it, it makes so much sense. So what do you need to do? You've got to find a way to work with the teenager in your brain, right? You find compromise. You find ways to reframe things. I think the winning parenting strategy is reframe. If you can just reframe it differently, you can still get the desired outcome, right? So instead of being like, stop doing that, it's like, hey, you've got options over here. What about this or this? And you just used redirection and reframing. And that's exactly what you need to do with your own struggles. So instead of saying something like, the battle, I'm going to use diets as an example. And I'm going to use donuts. I'm going to use donuts as an example a lot because that's my that's my food right there. Like a cake donut with the frosting and the sprinkles. But it has to be a cake donut. It can't be that fluffy stuff. No. Cake. Okay. So, if you're dieting, trying to lose weight, you really want a cake donut. And you're like, I will willpower my way through this. The teenager in your brain's like, but I want donuts, and they're throwing a little fit, and you're just feeling that tug of war. Good morning, Kayla. And that tug of war, and you're just like, So instead of saying, I can't have the donut, which pisses off the teenager, you instead can say, you know what? I choose not to have the donut. And here's why I'm choosing not to have the donut. And you list all the amazing reasons that you're not going to do it. 1, I'm not going to have the sugar crash that is inevitable following consumption of donuts. Have you ever had the sugar crash? It's horrid because you're high as a kite for a little bit and then you're just like, oh, what happened? Especially as you get older, I feel like that impact is so much stronger. So no sugar crash. 2, it's not going to promote future cravings. I think this is a big thing that gets missed when we're talking about food, is that there are foods that promote future cravings. Good morning, Diana. And a lot of those are sugar-based foods and foods that get turned into sugar. Hi, Kristen. So knowing that when you have that donut, chances are you're probably going to increase cravings because then it's going to be like, well, I had that super sweet donut. Now I need some pretzels or chips or pizza or something to kind of balance that out, right? So making sure, that's one of the benefits of kind of watching the foods that you're putting into your body is knowing how they affect you. And yay, listening at work. Oh no, energy drink. It sure can. It sure can. And I think and we can talk about sugar because I think as a culture, we tend to demonize sugar, but we grossly misunderstand what sugar is and what it does and how it's used and abused in our culture. So we could definitely spend many, many, many Tuesdays talking about sugar. We'll get there. But for today, we're talking about willpower. If you're just joining us, we're talking about willpower and pissing off the teenager that lives in your brain, which makes it so hard to do things like diet and exercise or make healthy choices for yourself. So that's a second benefit, right? So instead of saying, I can't have a donut, I'm on a diet, or I can't have a donut, carbs are bad, or I can't have sugar. Instead, I choose not to have the donut because X, Y, and Z, all the benefits and all the great things that you're going to get from saying no. So Tim is my husband, and he's a therapist, and he loves talking about this. He always says, you know, in our brain's quest for pleasure, right, we move away from pain and toward pleasure. So make it something pleasurable. Instead of saying no to yourself or even saying no to the donut, what are you saying yes to? What are you saying yes to? You are saying yes to no sugar crash later, no increased cravings. You're saying yes to making a choice that makes you feel empowered. Like, what are you saying yes to? And so if you can kind of reframe, right, because that's what we do with our teenagers or our three-nagers, we reframe things. We think about it differently. You don't have to do a 21-day sugar detox, friends. You don't have to do a diet. You don't have to do all these things to get a body and life that you cherish. You just got to practice a new way of thinking about it. I promise you this. Now, it's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your skirt and tell you that it's easy, because it's not, and it takes practice. Anything that's new takes practice. So as you're coming up against yourself and realizing when you're using willpower, so using awareness to recognize when it's happening, right? That teenager, when you're starting to feel that like friction. Do you identify with the friction that I'm talking about? Do you know that moment when it happens? And you start to use the willpower. I want to make sure that we're all identifying this. I don't know where this frog came from. Do you know what I'm talking about? I know you know what I'm talking about. That moment where it's like, okay, I feel it. And if you don't know, this is a great thing to start practicing, is awareness. Awareness of what's happening in your body and in your mind when you're looking at food. Because it's all food, right? A donut is a food like hamburger is food, like a salad is food, like kale is food. These are all foods, right? They're all food. And when we take out the moralization of food, like good food, bad food, because where would you put hamburger? A juicy double from In-N-Out. You'd put that on the bad foods list, right? Where would you put French fries? Probably on the bad food list. Where would you put a kale salad? On the good list, of course. Take all that out. It's a level playing field. It's food across the board. Now, that food can do different things to your body, right? Kale salad's probably not going to make you crave all the other things. But we know that sugar is like a cascade effect. It just increases cravings. So knowing that, it's like, okay, well, I can make this choice about this. And there's sometimes, friends, when you're going to choose to have the donut. And I just want you to own that choice. I want you to own it. I don't want you to feel bad about it. I don't want you to run from it. I don't want you to hide from it. I don't want you to feel bad about it, feel guilty. Oh, guilt and shame. Bleh. That's no way to live. Own it. Today, I choose to have this donut because, and tell yourself why you're having the donut. And then sit there and eat the damn donut. Eat it. Enjoy it. Every single bite. And when it stops being pleasurable, when it stops being enjoyable, that's when you know you're done. This is what I use with alcohol. So girls, I love me some alcohol. I love it. I love beer and I love wine. I love them. They do not love my body at all. If I drink wine, I will not sleep. I'll get hot flashes. It's terrible. If I drink too much beer, like a half, I'm bloated for a week and I'm super hungry. Oh my gosh. I don't know what happens. I get the munchies when I drink alcohol. It's terrible. I know this about myself, right? But I love alcohol. So what I do is I have a drink and I pay attention to how it tastes, how it feels in my mouth. And the minute I take a sip and it doesn't taste as good, I'm done. I'm done. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to tell myself to stop. I don't have to moderate. I don't have to do any of that because I know how it affects my body and I know when it doesn't taste as good. And we could get into the whole science of taste buds and adaptation, and we can get into all of that, the biological side of it, but I'll spare you the boring talk and tell you that if you can pay attention to foods. Hi, Heather. Hi, Ashley. That you will notice when they start to not taste as good. It's incredible. It's usually between 3 to 5 bites. That's a little hint for you. 3 to 5 bites, that pizza doesn't taste as good. Even your salad may not taste as good. Paying attention to that. Whew, that was a lot. I feel like that was a lot of information just thrown at you guys. How are we feeling? Are we doing good? Are we overwhelmed? Where are we at? Catch me up with where we're at. Thoughts, feedback. What do you guys think about this? Does this make sense? Using willpower. No bueno, you will not win. You will lose 9 times out of 10. And even if you don't lose, who wants to live their life by willpower? I sure don't. Ooh, thanks, lady. No, you're good. I've decided I need all the blazers, though. I'm going to go shopping and buy a ton of blazers. This is my new favorite. Ashley, for sure. For sure. It's like 3 to 5 bites into it. The flavor, your body gets that initial like hit of the sugar and the flavors. And then after that, it's kind of like, I got my hit. I'm done. But we usually eat past that because we're not paying attention. We're either distracted or we're using food inappropriately, like when we need that comfort and we just want to shove all the donuts in our mouth to try and numb some pain that we're feeling. That's when we miss it. Thanks, Ashley. I wish, Heather. I wish. It's not LuLaRoe. My tank is, but my blazer is not LuLaRoe. I got it from my friend. She was having a garage sale. It's amazing. Hi, Danita. LuLaRoe needs blazers. They had a couple of different blazers in the supply shop, but I didn't get one. And now I need to go back and get one. Yes. Telling yourself no is stupid. Exactly. Exactly. One of the tenets of intuitive eating, if you've ever heard of that, there's a book called Intuitive Eating. It's a whole movement, and there's a lot of it that I don't agree with, but one of the things that I do agree with is undistracted eating. And one of the first exercises in the book that they have you do is go get your pleasure food. So for me, it's a box of cake donuts with sprinkles. That's my jam. So I would go and I would buy that, right? And you sit down with it. Maybe for you, hi Deanna. Maybe it's Oreos, maybe it's chips, maybe it's ice cream, whatever it is, you sit down with it, right? No distractions. And you take a bite and you put it down and you chew. And you see how the food feels in your mouth. What are the flavors you're experiencing? How does it taste? Oh, potato chips. Yeah, girl. How does it feel? How do you feel? Okay, it tastes delicious. Great, take another bite. Set it down. Chew. Think. Enjoy. Savor. Okay, next bite. And you pay attention. And as you pay attention, I swear, Scout's honor, whatever it is, this thing? No, that's Star Wars. Star Trek? I don't know. Morning, Stacy. I put a bra on. Okay, sorry. Personal joke. So, and as you pay attention, I promise you, the flavor profile will change. It becomes less and less and less tasty and satisfying as you go. The problem is again, we often use food, we're pissed off. We pissed off the teenager, so we're just in rebellion and we're just like, I'm gonna do whatever. Or it's a frenzy of like, I have to eat this really fast because I shouldn't be eating it. Not that you've ever done that before. I have. It is, because we are celebrating and we're with people and we're eating foods that we don't normally eat because we're with people. Food takes a whole bunch of different roles. So this is a whole nother topic too, the role of food in any given situation. And we're definitely going to get into that another day. Because it's so important to understand why you're eating. Why you eat. Why you eat. Are you hungry? Perfect. Eat some food. Are you lonely? Maybe we should talk to somebody first. Call up a friend first before we eat food. Are you agitated? Again, let's go for a walk first. Are you dehydrated? Drink some water. 9 times out of 10, you're not really hungry, you're thirsty. All right. There are all sorts of different ways to look at this, but the main takeaway, all right, so we talked about pissing off the teenager, using willpower, how that fails, and about reframing. So instead of I can't have or I shouldn't have, I choose this. I'm saying yes to this. Reframing it in our minds, and then moving forward, making a choice that makes you feel empowered, right? Looking outside immediate gratification, looking 10 minutes later, just look 10 minutes beyond that and think about how you're going to feel in 10 minutes. If you're going to feel great, do it. If you're going to feel guilty, shameful, disappointed, still hungry, frustrated, if you're still going to have your feelings in 10 minutes, let's consider that. Let's weigh that before taking action with food. It does change. Yep, it does. So Megan, I think it depends on what food it is, right? So if it's, if you're like, all right, this doesn't taste as good, but I'm still hungry, then maybe switch to a different food depending on what it is. If you're eating like straight carbohydrates, maybe add some protein in there to kind of slow that digestion down. Also, it needs to be said that it takes about 20 minutes for your brain to communicate to your stomach that you're donezo. 20 minutes for this to this. I don't know why it takes so long, and just does. I know why it takes so long, but we won't get into all that scientific mumbo jumbo. But it takes 20 minutes. So if you just like inhaled, and if you time yourself when you eat so incredibly fast. I'm sure of it. Time yourself. I eat a meal in 10 minutes flat, and that's like taking my time. I scarf. I'm a scarfer. It's terrible. It's terrible. I'm working on it. I'm in process. But it takes that 20 minutes. So if you just finished food in 10 minutes and you're like, I'm still hungry, drink some water, take a moment, give yourself the full 20 minutes, right? So if it took you 10, wait 10. If you're still hungry in 10 minutes, look for something else. I'm looking for, especially protein. Protein is so much more filling than a carbohydrate. Proteins and fats, filling foods for sure. Does that make sense, Megan? Ugh. Heather, ain't nobody got time for that. So Heather's question was chewing like 20 times before swallowing. And I think it's good to chew your food. But I think anything with numbers, like counting bites, I think can become, I don't know anybody that is really going to want to do that. It's easy to set a timer for 10 minutes and be like, am I still hungry? Or, like actually remove yourself from the kitchen. That's a big one for me. If I just sit in the kitchen, if I work in the kitchen, I'm hungry the whole time because I'm in the kitchen. So I try to keep just the kitchen for food, and I try to do everything else outside of the kitchen, which is hard given the layout of my house if you've ever been here before, but I digress. But I think chewing and being thoughtful, there's also tips like set your utensil down in between bites. I try this one, and it just, because often we have like, if you watch people, one of my favorite things to do is to go out to dinner. Not for food, but just to people watch. Oh my gosh, it's mind-blowing when you start watching people eat. It's hilarious. Often there's this like rounded posture, right? Everybody's hunched over. Fork right here while they're chewing. Kid you not, go to dinner and watch. Go watch it, people at a restaurant. It's amazing. So it's like we take a bite, right? And then immediately load up our fork or spoon and hold it right here. While we're hunched, all of that. So sitting up, putting your fork down, taking a breath, have a little tiny sip of water, like breathe. All of these things can add up and make a huge difference. Huge difference. I know, Alicia, it's so true. Ooh, sorry, Megan. Gotcha. No, this is more, so when we're talking about like kind of taste testing, savoring, this is more for foods that we feel like are trigger foods. And maybe that would be a better clarification. So when we're talking about food being on a level playing field, we're talking about taking the moralization of food off the table. So, donuts are bad food, like salad is a good food, right? We do that kind of thing, and that moralization of food brings in a lot of guilt and shame, because if you eat a bad food, that makes you a bad person. You did a bad thing. And so it's easy for that guilt and that shame to take over and to drive our decisions and how we feel about ourselves. Like if you're eating a salad and it doesn't taste as good, then you could, a salad is going to be more empowering for you, I believe, than if you're just like mowing down on a bag of potato chips. Do you see the distinction there? Can we cover how different foods affect hunger and digestion? Oh, yes. That's a huge topic. Yeah. Right, Leslie? It's so true. Oh, Leslie, that's me. Clean your plate. I'm a plate cleaner. Even if I'm not hungry, I struggle to not eat everything on the plate. That's why I use a smaller plate. Like literally my plates are usually this big, because if I use a big plate, I will fill that sucker and I will clean that sucker. I hate when they have like big plates and tiny little portions. I'm like, I'm so visual. I need the whole thing covered. So if I can pack a small plate, it's like, okay, that's kind of a little trick I use. Hi, Raquel. I feel like I just shouted at you. Sorry. When the hubs and I are starving. Yeah. Right, Heather? It's so much more enjoyable, too, when you're sharing a meal with somebody. Good job, Alicia. Good job. We all have areas, right? But it's true, though. When you're not hungry, stop eating. It's okay to leave some wine in the glass. It's okay to leave food on your plate. You could, if you're like me and you're habitual like plate cleaner, challenge yourself to leave a bite on the plate. Challenge yourself, just a little bite. Just leave it on the plate and don't eat it. See what it does to you mentally. It'll screw with you. But it's so good. It's so good because it helps kind of like raise that level of awareness, right? And we talked about at the very, very beginning, awareness is the key. Awareness is the key to every locked door that you have come up against. Is awareness in every situation, awareness of your body, awareness of your mind, your emotions, your surroundings. I mean, it's like taking the glasses off and having your eyes open to everything. At first it's exhausting and you're like, I can't live like this. But the more you practice awareness, the easier it becomes, and soon you don't realize you're doing it. It's amazing. Alicia, that is so funny. Tim does that. Tim will leave food on his plate and I'm like, why are you leaving food? Give me that. It's funny. I share this with you because I don't want you to think that I'm like some hoity-toity, high and mighty, like, oh, I'm perfect. No. It's a process, right? This is a process. And I'm here to walk with you on it. And I'm here to share with you on it and to share what I've learned over the last 10 years of studying and experiencing and working with people. I feel like I've got it up here figured out. And then there's always the practical application of that, right? We can always grow and learn more. I learn something new every single day. It blows my mind. Sometimes I feel like I don't know that much at all. But I do. Okay. Any other questions before we sign off for today? This is so fun, you guys. I'm so excited. Yay, captivating convos. And if you have, like, during the week, if you're like, oh gosh, I want to ask Kim about this, or maybe she could do a convo about this, send me an email, kim@captivatinglyconfident.com, or you can send me a PM through the group. It's easy. Oh, my in-laws do this. My in-laws do it. Heather, I think, sometimes it's a really good idea. Sometimes you eat straight out of the to-go box. I mean, it kind of depends on you. Try it once and see. I think if you're somewhere where they serve obnoxiously large portions, like Claim Jumper, their portions are obnoxious. It's 3 people meals. Then you could easily put it into a box. If you're at like an artisanal place, artisanal place that does the itty bitty portions, then you might not want to put it in a to-go box because then you'll still be hungry. Do you know what I mean? Yay! Oh, Leslie, for sure. I have the Blippi song stuck in my head right now. So much to learn about. It'll make you want to shout, Blippi! Yeah, all day, right here. It's awful. It's awful. But there is going to be a day where he won't want to watch Blippi anymore, and I'll be sad. So I'm trying not to mind it too much. I also welcome your feedback. If there's something that I do that's really annoying or obnoxious or something that just like, I don't like that, tell me. I want to know. I want these to be amazing. I want these conversations to grow and to be more engaging. I really want this to be something special. So if you've got feedback for me, I would love to have it for sure. Yeah, or like a pasta place. Yeah. Or if it's a food that's a trigger food for you and you know that your I was going to say proclivity. I don't think that's the right word though. Your normal mindset is to overeat on it. Like for me, it's pizza. It's really hard. I have to practice extra special awareness when there's pizza around because I'll just go to town, right? But if I go out, it's like, okay, we can put some of this in the to-go box. But if I'm out with Tim, the man loves pizza. The man will eat all the pizza. So we don't have to worry about it. But knowing that that's a trigger food, you can have half of it put in the box. Or you can just eat until you're satisfied and practice that awareness. I think that might be more beneficial in the long run instead of getting it in the box automatically. So, just a thought. Stop it. Stop it. You're so silly. I need all the blazers. I want them all. I'm now obsessed. Oh my. They're so comfortable and they're so cute and easy to wear. Oh my gosh. I had no idea. This is my first one. So fun. Of course, my friend, of course. So next Tuesday, 10 a.m. PST, I'll be right back here, hopefully sporting a different blazer, maybe not. And we're going to have more conversations about how to get you feeling confident and feeling amazing and having a body and life you love. I do want to say real quick plug for the Captivatingly Confident small group experience. If you decide that you are ready to take the next step in figuring out what obstacles you face and how to overcome them, there is a 6-week group that starts up next week. There are 2 spaces available. 2 spaces. We meet weekly for 6 weeks as a small group, and then you also do 2-hour-long one-on-one sessions with me. You're in the private Facebook group. You also get a special discount on future workshops in your area, groups, one-on-ones, whatever you want. Just a little special extra thing for you. So if you decide that you are ready for that, or if you have some more questions and you want to chat on the phone about it and see if you'd be a good fit, girl, let's talk. It'd be super fun, and we'll see if you're a good fit for it. After this week, there's going to be a wait list, and the next group will be in August. So make sure you jump in on this group. It's going to be amazeballs. Amazing, for sure. So shameless plug for that. Sign up for emails at captivatinglyconfident.com, and I will see you guys next week. Have a great week, you guys. Oh, wait, Heather says... Oh, thanks, friend. Me too. I'm excited. I've missed it for sure. So, all right, I'll see you guys next week. Have a great day. Bye.